Hello all again. Another wet day in Dublin. Getting a lot of bad weather these days. I suppose that's the downside with global warming, but at least it's keeping the place green anyway. So today I thought I would talk about this whole idea of Judeao-Christian values. And first off, how strange that seems to be from an Irish perspective. And also how it basically makes us a little bit uneasy. First off, I understand what people mean by Judeo-Christian values. Values rooted in the traditions of both the Old and New Testament, or the Torah if you are Jewish, and how these values have influenced, or perceived to have influenced, Western civilization. To be quite honest, there's a few things that I find a little bit weird with it. The first one is the idea that Judeo-Christian values are rooted in a Bible, which, with all due respect for those who believe that the Bible is completely true, is a book that was written during the Bronze Age, like thousands of years ago, well before there was even things like iron being used. And yet, at least with regards to the Old Testament, where they managed to lift a lot of their arguments from those who are pro Judeo-Christian values, which has massive amounts of contradictions and massive amounts of information that just don't apply in any format to our world today. For example, there is statutes in the the book of Leviticus which stipulate against polluting water supplies. And you can understand that, it being written by a culture who was from a desert environment in the Middle East. But if you're going to follow that, you couldn't have a flushing toilet, for example. And that sounds ridiculous, but it's no more ridiculous than some of the other stuff that they use to justify various different beliefs from it. Anyway, stepping aside from that as well, why do we find it uneasy in Ireland? And the main reason is because in 1922, when we became our own state, separate from Britain, the idea of being Roman Catholic was fully integrated into our idea of nationalism. So basically, to be an Irish person, you had to really be a Roman Catholic as well. That was the kind of underlying assumption. The church had humongous amounts of power, and religion was heavily enforced by the communities in which it was practiced, with priests being ranked up there at very, very high regard. How did this all change? Well, in the 1990s, a series of church scandals rocked Ireland, starting with Bishop Eamon Casey's revelations that he had a family outside of the church, and that even though he was a ranking bishop and was supposed to be celibate, he actually had a family and kids. And this became the floodgates, basically, to open up a lot of different ideas and a lot of different revelations about the church in Ireland. Now, Irish people, as a result, we are still a deeply religious country, but we're more spiritual than religious. Religion, as I have explained to many of my non-Irish friends, It's a more of a personal thing, your own relationship with God, your own relationship with spirituality, your own relationship with the world around you and the people who live in it. We no longer give a huge amount of credence to what the priests say, to what the Roman Catholic Church say, to what vicars say, preachers say, because we basically realised that they're human too, just like the rest of us, and they're no great form of divine font of information. They're interpreting the same books and scriptures just like the rest of us, and they are making their own judgments based on their own self-interest. So when I hear people talk about Christian nationalism or Judeao-Christian values, etc., etc., I feel a bit uneasy, because I saw the damage that did to Ireland. We only started progressing as a nation, started really looking after our population, started passing laws that protected the vulnerable in our society, once we had shed the oversight of the Roman Catholic Church in our affairs. Now Ireland ranks as one of the richest countries in Europe. We've got a world-class education system. We are working towards trying to get our other systems and social welfare up to a good level. But we're no longer constrained like we were in the past by the dictates of the priests or the bishops or anybody else. And it's because of that we have managed to do more as a Christian nation than we ever did in the past, when people were flocking towards the churches and bowing down to what the priests said they should and shouldn't do. So a warning: if you are an adherent to Christian nationalism, if you're adherent to Judeo-Christian values, etc., this is a dangerous path to follow, because at the end of the day you will just follow those who give an interpretation of the Bible that is not really grounded in your own ideology, your own interests, your own intelligence. Think critically is what I'm trying to say. Iron Talat, may the luck rise to you.